I don't know if you guys can hear. I don't know how you wouldn't be able to hear. But, adjusting this. Guys, that noise, the tractor sounding thing, the new poles are finally going in. Miss Lexa, do you know that I'm actually a dental assistant? So make sure you pick your nose, clear your nose out for your dental assistant. It drives us insane. Good morning! Yeah, it's so exciting. I'm so thrilled. The new pole is finally going in. The next part will just be having it transferred, and then officially the new poles, the old poles, will be leaving. So that way, it's no longer an issue having it in the barnyard area. I'll actually have a real barnyard. Yeah, rinse. 2-minute brushing. Do not rinse. It's supposed to be better for you. It is not easy. Scrape your tongue to try to get rid of that feeling. But otherwise than that, so much better for your teeth to have that fluoride sit there. There's quite a few other things that are sad. There's a couple things that are sad that are bad for your teeth. And color or acidity. The whole fruit water, that was terrible for your teeth. Absolutely terrible. It's basically the same thing as soda, only people tend to sip on it a little bit longer, so it's even worse. Yeah, I have quite a few selections of different ties. I actually have different hats, but this one seems to be the favorite. So good morning, you guys can hear it's finally happening. I'm getting the poles moved. That will be very exciting. I have written down my notes to explain what's new this week, and I was so frustrated that I thought I was going to have to add no pole yet. But seems to be turning around. Good morning, good morning. So, good time. We were out last night. That's going to be a part of my update video, is how much easier life is when the ground is frozen. It's ironic for that pole showing up, but it'll be very exciting. They said it will take like an hour tops. I cannot believe I'm getting a new pole in less than an hour. I don't know what the question is. Good morning, good morning. Who's having a good Monday morning? It's an oxymoron. There are no good Mondays. I hate Mondays. It's not for the reason that you guys think. As obviously with the horses, I do chores year round every single day. It's actually that Mondays tend to be the day that I have to figure out the order of the week. Fuck you, Paul. Your file is gonna be moved. I'm very excited. Yeah, so much more room in the yard. So this is only the first stall. It's 8:15. Well, it's 9:35 here. But I often keep count of the time in which I've spent. It helps me in the down the road be able to track how long everything will take me to do. It's the best way to be timely. I'm also very excited. So this morning, went up to my grandmother's graveyard and put in a wreath, and it was freezing, standing around a bare field of cement. However, now that I'm finally getting moving, it's a lot warmer. I absolutely love doing this job, so I guess you're calling me ugly. This horse girl loves it. It's also really rude. You're saying only ugly girls could clean stalls? I did have to turn in Milo and Kai while I do this because I was a little concerned about the equipment moving around outside. Got Bailey's stall that's always super clean. She's really awesome. She only ever goes in this corner, which is why some people think this is fake, because what horse does that? But this amazing dream does, which makes my life so much easier. I genuinely think she's worth more because she does this. It's actually really cool. She tends to pass off that trait to the others. And that's like the coolest part. So all of her foals end up being the same exact way. Saves me hundreds in shavings down the road. Silly song stuck in my head. An hour. That's what they said. What's that? You're like, sun. Oh, we haven't seen the sun in a while. I love living in Vermont. The transitional periods are a little bit difficult. So, like, technically we're still in fall, even though it is 20 something degrees out this morning. So it's like freezing, which is awesome. I'm not complaining about that. I just wish the ground would be covered in snow. So that way I don't have to deal with that. I love giving sleigh rides. I love going on sleigh rides. And although I think I can finally work horses, if the ground's frozen, I can't work in, like, you can also give them a lot of bruises easily on the frozen ground. So, like, the snow would really help with that. But I'm hoping happens soon. Guys, I don't have the, like, twisting, turning part turned on. So, let's get going. Thank you guys for all the more messages. Pretty stoked to just get through chores. You guys hear that noise? So exciting. That is a telephone pole going in. I hope I get my snow wish come true. I really, really do. Currently it is bare. It looks like sunny out. But so Vivian was not her most organized self. This stall is going to take a little bit more. It is 15. Still takes 7 to... I don't think I could get... Maybe a stall cleaning. Like the actual just cleaning of the stall was under 6. But let's see. It is 26 degrees out. I did think it was a little warmer. It is not. Oh, I assume somebody out there is burning horse poop into heat. Actually, I did see one post they were turning them into bricks. It is just carbon. It's ABC hay, already been chewed, processed. Grass. Grass is just made up of carbon, the same way trees are, and you're just burning carbon. Burning carbon brings heat. Heat is energy being released. So you certainly could burn it. It would be interesting. But I should just start a cardboard box on the manure pile and see how that goes. I will say there's a little bit of moisture in the manure, which would make it so it doesn't burn as well. I live up in Vermont. It's a small state in New England, in case you don't know. Maybe some of you have heard of it. Tends to be a tourist destination for skiing. It's very popular for that. Plenty of fresh bedding in this stall. This is V stall, Vivian. Not very convenient, but most of the alphabetical letters of the English language honestly sound pretty similar. B, V, D. I'm a little cold, so I'm not gonna be able to remember them all. Well, E, obviously. C, D, G. So it's a little difficult because obviously I come up with nicknames for the horses. They have these long, gorgeous names and you would never recognize them. Thank you. Hat and I have gone through quite a bit of shit together. I do not rodeo, actually. I own Clydesdales. So I spend more time driving than I do riding. Although one of my update videos for this week will be that I have gotten a lot more riding time in due to the fact that I bred a half cross, and she is significantly better at riding. Fighting? Be fighting Jack Frost. That's who I'm fighting. These aren't boxing gloves, guys. They're a regular one. My largest horse is probably not the weight I would like her at, and she was about 1,900 pounds. I'd actually like her a little more filled up. Good morning. The United States is first, and then India is the second most common place where my followers are from. So, must be a lot of you guys in that area. I gotta get one more, like, pile in there. Make sure it's pure shit. I always kind of laugh as long as it's like over 70%. I am up in Vermont. You guys ever gonna believe that? J Dog. Hello, everybody. Let's try smushing it down. How's everybody's day going? Everybody's gonna call it devilish. Often compared to being a devil for having an OnlyFans. I haven't really gotten to play with them a lot lately. I think one of the best things to do with them right now would be putting them in a bidding rig, so that way they get used to being worked still. I'm not going to dump that much in there. Let's go see how they're at. This is going to be very exciting. Guys, the pole's finally going up. That is astonishing to think that that's all it takes. No more this guy. Okay. Speaking of that guy, let's give this guy a little bit of loving. Come here, big guy. This is Striker. Let me get up here. He is my 3-year-old stud, who I think needs a little bit of loving, and then maybe a little bit of a workout. There's a simple workout called a bitting rig. It just keeps him from forgetting his head position and bit, so on and so forth. He's a big old show horse. He is a cart horse and a wheel boy. So the wheel means that he hangs out on the closest towards the wagon. Right? This boy is definitely one of my favorites. Definitely gotten the joke at this point. There aren't many that aren't my favorite, so let's go. What's up, big guy? You're gonna... I know his favorite spot's right here. He's not quite so sure about what's going on with all of the noise of the construction. You are stinky. Look at him. Isn't he the cutest? He's being a little disgruntled right now. That's okay. Let's see. You are definitely fat enough. So that was a little check that even with this pushing into him, I can't feel many of his ribs. So he is definitely chunky. Like, you can't physically see any of them. And it takes a good amount of pressure before you can feel them. So you definitely could lose some weight, right? Ooh, we got you right here. He was out in the pasture with Vivian and Bailey. Bailey is calming down in her years, but V had no tolerance for him to screw with her. So Vivian and Bailey are pregnant with him, so they're kind of safe to go out. So that way he can't like harass them or get them pregnant for an October foal or November. But he was getting the cock cat kicked out of him by Vivian, which is technically really good for him. Many, like today's society, there's nothing quite like a woman who can keep you in line. There's makes you act better. You know, you got a bunch of hoes in different area codes, you're not your best behavior. You got a woman who tells you exactly how to love her. You can be a pretty good team. This guy actually does go with Vivian, and they are a pretty good team. He's still not as tall as I would like him to be, actually by quite a bit. I just had a little episode where I showed everybody the several ways of measuring a horse. This was on my Amazon wish list and was bought for me. It is probably the easiest way. However, as I show in the video, they tend to be a little jumpy about it. So let's see how he handles it. I've measured him a lot because technically I just keep hoping he's growing. And he's just flat 17. He's not a very big boy. I want him about 4 inches taller, but it is what it is. When he talks, it's more to mares. Right? Right? Why are you eating dirt? Yeah. All right, should we get him in some rigging? So that way I can get you worked. Now, I'm gonna put him in a pretty simple setup. He's very well trained already, so he doesn't need a whole lot in order to do so. Ironically, you're right, I don't have my whale tail out, I don't have my T-backer, but this is his T-backer. And we're gonna put this on him. Yeah, I am planning on making a video about the ways I can make owning horses more affordable. And it's actually quite a list. No. If you can hear any random noises, they're finally moving the telephone pole. I cannot believe how much Striker hates having a creeper put on. You'd think he would get over a creeper. This horse has spent so much time with this, and he just hates it. He just parked out like a cutie, though. Okay. What's up, sexy? I love that last minute that I do at the beginning, at the end of most days, and or the first day of the week, Sunday night. I sat down and I wrote through my entire, like, a little bit of things I want to accomplish this week, my thoughts and plans for the week, and then I proceeded to write all of today's plan out and flat out. And then Megan woke me up informing me that I need to go check out my grandma's grave. And the whole day, it was so cute. I tried. You're a good boy. This doesn't even count as a bit because it's a snaffle, so don't give me this shit. This is ironically the same snaffle that is set up as what your shank bit is. Only in my world it like doesn't exist, and in your world you're like, this is the most balanced, amazing. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It looks amazing to me too. But the way you're driving it is a good way to die. Fucked up. It looks so good. It looks so good. I had it 3 times. Each time it showed up. Easy. Good boy. Alright, big guy. No. How's it come through? It's not me, it's Laura. I also know it's not me because my earmuffs is blocking everything. There we go. I am up in Vermont, so pretty much Canada, Colorado. Watching in the Philippines. Their ass 8 inches off the fucking saddle with every canter strike. What would you like to know about hooking to a cart? I'm planning on doing a lot of different mini series of working with them. My entire 6-horse hitch, there is one horse I did not train myself. So I start them all when they're younger, not necessarily because I don't want them to grow up, but what you can do is you get them started and then like let them sit, and then get them started and then let them sit. So if you continue to do that, it comes like a normal thing. And yeah, so this is my hobby. However, I would consider it a bit of my work, as I'm very thankful that going live and introducing it all to you guys is starting to help pay for some of the things. I do plan on making a video about how to sort of afford horses in this economy. At least it wasn't fun. Want it to snow so bad. I know tomorrow is a long ways away. Tomorrow, knowing how much I guess tomorrow is what I'm meaning. I'm just like, is it enough to have fun, or is it just enough to I'm just stressed. What about? I think they're gonna list like 3 things. So, this was kind of a funny one for Laura because Megan already heard about it, that I attempted to ride in a GoPro in order to like get a different view, right? You remember the first time I tried cantering lady and it sounded like I was dying? The first time I tried cantering lady and it sounded like I was dying. Yeah, the entire ride sounds like that, despite the fact I was not out of breath. It just sounds like I'm out of breath. You can hear every sniffle like it lasts 30 seconds. Like it is like cold season ASMR. It sounds comical how hard I am trying to fucking breathe. And I swear to God, did not have any problem actually breathing in real life. Proper gloves. Yeah, I put a horse out for now, but I will continue to probably, I have to go get him at some point. Learn. I hope everyone can tell I'm wearing 3 pairs of pants because I feel chunky. Oh my gosh, I'm hoping that it snows. It's supposed to snow tomorrow, and that would be amazing. That means I would finally get to start doing that. I absolutely love snow. I could go for at least 24 inches, and that's where I would start to be really happy. So, good morning. So I've gotten, this is the 4th stall to go through. Because your sister also wants time off. It sucks because the fact that like, on one hand it's not like the only weekend I could do it, I hope you're enjoying your weekend off. But then also I worked 2 full shifts and made $300. I can't be in there for that. The day off I made $1,200. Sorry. Sucks. Yeah. Can you imagine? Give us both a Saturday off. But 2 feet where you can start riding wherever, we can get the sleigh out and be a lot of fun. Oh, it would be so much fun that you guys would be able to see all of that. I didn't finish one of my rooms, and I think they were too loose in March, but I have 2 more rooms.
So this is Finley's stall. It's by far the worst one. If you guys want to go into details about how I do clean the stalls, be sure to check out that video. I do have a fireplace. It's like the most romantic situation you can think of. Welded her a bit that's super cool but not balanced. Absolutely. So also on a fox fur glove or blanket glove. Mm-hmm. Ooh. You know, that kind of reminds me of what my mother-in-law did, and it turns out there's just like bowls on bowls on bowls higher. Do it, just don't put the fucking boxes somewhere you forgot. Like that turtle. This isn't the hardest stall I have to clean, but it sure has this interesting challenge, being that it's a pint-sized animal and a full-size stall. So she doesn't usually like hang out on the end and the border. Now, believe it or not, I actually have 3 pairs of pants on now. It's 25 degrees out. this is stall number 5 out of 9. I just realized I have the popular song stuck in my head. You're gonna be popular. It's fucking popping a balloon in my brain cell. Every single popular. Well, at least you make that. I'm just realizing that they didn't have to call dig safe because of the fact that they're putting the poles above. That's a bit funny. They are safe because otherwise they wouldn't fucking need to be here. Some more paint. If you don't have the fucking power to the barn. These boots are buffalo hide. Yeah. I hope those water heaters hit in pretty soon out in the pasture because the horses did not drink nearly as much water as they normally do. Yeah, inside. Mm-hmm. Hydrated when they come. Like, you know, like, we need to stop all the water moving. Why? They're not out there that much. They're not in here that much. Just make sure it's clean. Like, I'll also eat my words. Zeke did do that. It's 22 degrees out here, so I don't know how 11 Celsius is in Fahrenheit, but I thought that would be a little bit warmer. A little toasty. that should at least be illegal. That is, who is that reaching? And absolutely no patience. Who? That should be fun. I prefer the Dakota one. That was really not attractive. Very typical OF girl. Last night I had one that said concentrate, and I shit you not, the word was closer to what the fuck, concrete than it was concentrate. I was like, you didn't even spell this one out because you forgot an N. Like, where do you think you're gonna get concentrate? You got concentrate. It was horrible. Like, gun to my head, I'm not really sure, but I know I could get closer than that. Better than 10 phone calls. It's just one guy sending him a message because he can't fucking spell. He's trying to spell vivacious and he just keeps sending vivacious. Hey Laura, here to inform you also the largest piece of shit thing I've ever done in my life. It happened exactly how I thought it would. Blair step lane. She thought she was going through some growing things and I'm like, yeah, no, not at 3. That's you get this. That's 4. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the same thing happened to me, but like, so I didn't toy with somebody like that. I didn't fucking from April to August. There's that too. Again, toyed with. And she's still fucking, yeah. So, Paul, being like the devil's advocate between you two, her being like, I just think that she's currently grown. She's 3. You want to see what her 2-year-old sister's doing? Literally. Yeah. Like, everybody's gonna get away with being unintelligent his entire life. Blair was never my favorite. She kind of started off ugly and just kept getting uglier. Yep. She's in it right home. For now. No. Yeah, she'll be fine. I just also am really proud of myself for not holding on to the wrong color, wrong shaped. Definitely not right shape built. Maybe you might want to find something else for a little bit. I am trying to pound through these. I have 3 more stalls to go. So this is the 5th, 4th. No, wait. 6th. You guys would never believe I'm actually good at this. I'm trying to think of my favorite purple toy. $10:36. Okay. I'm gonna end up having to head out soon. Did you change this? Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I've got 3 more stalls, but I also need to end up sending you guys some messages, so I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Thank you for all the likes.